Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Tom Brady slammed over nails on a chalkboard voice as ESPN staffer hits out. Tom Brady's debut into the world of sports commentary hasn't gone without a hitch, according to one ESPN staffer who's taken a dig at the NFL icon's broadcasting chops. Despite making steady progress week on week at Fox Sports where he's filled Greg Olson's shoes as their leading color commentator, the former quarterback is facing flack for his on-air style. Since calling the shots on 3 back-to-back Dallas Cowboys games, Brady's commentary has been met with mixed reviews, initially showing signs of jitters in Week 1, which led to some awkward silences. He seemed to get more comfortable during the Cowboys' clash against the New Orleans Saints, but faced backlash once more after covering the Ravens matchup. ESPN senior writer Don Van Natta didn't mince words when he shared his 2 cents, saying, "Tom Brady's problem, and ours, is his voice. No matter how much his commentary might improve, Brady's delivery system teeters between mildly annoying to nails on a chalkboard. It doesn't help he's paired with Kevin Burkhardt, whose magisterial voice is made for a microphone." This jab stirred a divide among fans, with some jumping to defend Brady while others echoed Van Natta's sentiment, giving their input on where the sports legend could tweak his commentating technique. One admirer commented, "They need to raise the volume on his mic slightly, and he needs to learn breathing for singers/actors as his voice goes up when he gets excited by a play. Kevin does have a beautiful voice," while another offered, "He shouldn't be a game analyst. If you watch his hits with the in-studio hosts, he is much more relaxed and able to use his expertise to discuss football. Brady would shine as a co-host on a studio show like Inside the NBA." Fox Sports were eager for Brady to replicate the smooth transition from the field to commenting booth experienced by ex-Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo with CBS, who has become one of the most popular announcers in the game. Fox has splurged on Brady, making him the highest-paid sports commentator out there, raking in a massive $37.5 million per season. That's over twice what Romo pockets at CBS. The iconic quarterback will come back to familiar turf in Week 4 to commentate on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' home clash with the Philadelphia Eagles. Watch Cowboys CeeDee Lamb freak out on Dak Prescott in ugly sideline display. The Dallas Cowboys are getting blown out at home for the 3rd consecutive game and fans have reached their breaking point. They've given up 28 points, and counting, and Mike McCarthy's offense looks as bland as ever. The Baltimore Ravens defense has been a turnstile to start the season, and yet Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb have been unable to work their magic. Lamb caught all 3 of his targets for 58 yards in the first half. Not numbers by any stretch, but his 3 targets are 3rd on the team behind Brandon Cooks and Jake Ferguson. Even running backs Ezekiel Elliott and Rico Dowdle logged 2 targets apiece. Prescott did not look Lamb's way at all on the game's first possession. It's no secret that Lamb has been quiet and the offense is stuck in neutral. Nobody on the sidelines is happy, but Lamb let his frustration get the best of him after the offense's final drive of the first half when he blew up on Prescott. Lamb was also audibly frustrated during a conversation with Cowboys wide receivers coach Robert Prince Jr. "We admire Lamb's competitive fire, but this was a terrible look for the All-Pro." Unbothered by the Cowboys' other receivers, the Ravens are bracketing Lamb in coverage. With Lamb having minimal wiggle room and the run game being a non-factor, Prescott has thrown into tight windows all game. We won't know until the All-22 is released to know if Prescott isn't seeing the field. Maybe Lamb is open? Ultimately, it's on Mike McCarthy to funnel more touches to his superstar. Once again, the offense is not using any pre-snap motion. McCarthy is making it easy on the Ravens' defense. Tempers are bound to flare during a poor performance, but Lamb freaking out on Prescott is dumbfounding after it was his red zone fumble that was the turning point. Lamb caught a screen pass in the red zone that would have set the Cowboys up with 1st and goal. They were trailing 14-3 at the time, so the game was very much in the balance. Again, Lamb's frustration is understandable. He and Prescott won't allow the disagreement to fester, but it does give reporters and talking heads the jurisdiction to question the team's toughness. It adds another layer of embarrassing to another pitiful performance at home. The top running backs in Dallas Cowboys history, Marion the Barbarian as most like to call him, became the main back for this team in the mid to late 2000s. The Cowboys drafted Barber in the 5th round in 2005 looking for another running back to complement emerging Julius Jones. Barber did just that from his rookie year through 2007. He actually earned a Pro Bowl nod that season and next year became the starter at running back after Jones left for Seattle. He played his last season in Dallas in 2010 after piling up 4,358 rushing yards and 47 touchdowns during his career as a Cowboy. Sadly, Barber passed away in June 2022 at his home in Frisco, but fans of the early 2000s and 2010s will remember his legacy as a true power back for this team. His career as a Cowboy was short, but Thomas was the starting running back on Dallas' first Super Bowl team in 1971. After a contract dispute with owner Tex Schramm following his rookie season, Thomas was actually traded to New England but returned before the start of the 1971 season. Good thing he came back, because he was a big part of the team's first championship run. He led the league in rushing touchdowns that season and was named All-Pro. He had a big performance in Super Bowl VI, with 95 rushing yards and a touchdown. The Dallas ground attack helped them secure a 24-3 win over Miami for their first championship. Unfortunately, Thomas was traded to San Diego the following offseason, but he will always be remembered for helping turn Dallas into a championship team in the early 1970s. Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson rips teammate for going live on Instagram after Week 3 victory. Baltimore Ravens star quarterback Lamar Jackson didn't waste any time celebrating after a narrow 28-25 victory over the Dallas Cowboys in Week 3. On the plane ride back to Baltimore, Jackson appeared on teammate Marlon Humphrey's Instagram Live and was clearly not having it. "We got the dub, we gonna keep stacking them," Jackson said. "You shouldn't even be on live right now. We need to be getting right, the game is not over until it is 0-0 on the clock. I don't like how things were going towards the end," Jackson said. "I felt like we should have put more points on the board, we should have just put the gas on the pedal when we were up 28-6. Jackson's demeanor during Humphrey's Instagram Live was consistent with how he appeared in the on-field post-game interview with Rinaldi. This is the attitude the Ravens need to adopt if they want to turn things around and reclaim their status as one of the top contenders to represent the AFC in Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Lamar Jackson? Leave your opinion in the comments.